While Bloodborne the video game tests players' skill, memory, determination, and patience, Bloodborne the board game forces players to fight amongst themselves, attempting to be the only one responsible for each kill in order to earn the maximum number of blood echoes and trophies. While $35 retail, this game can be found online for around $28 as of writing. In the box, players will find 5 player boards, 82 cards, 5 oversized boss cards, a ton of blood echoes, 15 trophy tokens, 5 health dials, 3 custom dice, a first player marker, and a rulebook. The cards are made well enough, but all of the art assets are repurposed from the video game, which I've never been a fan of personally. The Blood Echo tokens look nice and serve their purpose, and the dice are well made, but everything else looks bland and is serviceable but nothing special. The rulebook lays out how to play in an understandable manner, even if it can be a little visually confusing at times. While the game comes with an insert with spaces for each of the different pieces, moving the box from place to place will quickly reveal that all of the pieces will fall out of each section anyway, making it kind of pointless. In Bloodborne, players are fighting their way through a stack of encounters, followed by a final boss. Whoever has the most victory points at the end of the game wins. At the start of each round, players choose a card out of their hand to play simultaneously. Melee weapons deal larger amounts of damage, and ranged attacks have some special abilities. After revealing if anyone played a transform card, they then get to play a new card knowing what everyone else has played, again revealing simultaneously if multiple people did this. Players can also play a Hunter's Dream card, which we'll get to in a bit, but note that it reduces all damage dealt to that character by half this round. Then the monster attacks via a die roll. If the face roll reveals an X as well as a number, that player must roll again, adding the combined total each time. All players are susceptible to this damage unless a special ability prevents it. Those players who survive the attack get to deal damage in turn order, taking blood echoes, aka victory points, off the monster based on the damage they are dealing. After this, if the monster has been killed, everyone who damaged it this turn gets trophies based on the type of monsters the creature represents. If the monster survived, unless the monster is the boss or a mini-boss, it escapes, potentially doing something negative to the group. If a player played Hunter's Dream or died during this round, they then get to revive to full health and take an upgrade card from the central pool in turn order. Also, those people who played the Hunter's Dream card gets all of their cards back in their hand and gets to bank any blood echoes they have in their general pool. Unless blood echoes are banked, they provide no points endgame and are lost if you are killed. Finally, players put aside the cards they played that turn, unless they used Hunter's Dream, and a new round begins, either with a new monster or the same boss or mini-boss. And that's it. At the end of the game, a player's point value is their banked blood echoes plus the levels for their 3 trophies. Whoever has the most points wins. Games tend to last around 30 to 45 minutes. Look, I'm not going to beat around the bush on this one. This game is just so boring. It's by no means a bad game, and it's certainly functional, but my god, I just didn't care about a single thing that happened as I played. You can affect other people, but so minimally it just doesn't matter. With any monster other than bosses, commonly, either everyone gets all of the points and trophies, or no one does, making these encounters feel nearly pointless. No pun intended. Depending on how the dice rolls, you can easily kill everyone at the table without trying, which is absurd. None of the item cards are remotely interesting, nothing you do in this game feels like it matters, and ultimately, this is just a worse version of another board game that's been out for years, Cutthroat Caverns. And while I'm not the biggest fan of that game either, it at least gives players a reason to be invested.
Personally, I think the mechanics are kind of interesting. The cards could be varied more. I feel like either this is a cheap rip-off of a good game, not Bloodborne, another board game, or just somebody needs to take this idea and make it better.
I think it's got a good concept, like in terms of mechanics. I am just not interested, like at all. It's just kind of a blah game.
Yeah. For a $35 game, I was unimpressed by everything that came in the box. None of it was bad, but I don't find myself getting excited over any of the components or items in the box. Bloodborne the board game is nothing like the video game it was adapted from. There is no tension, no excitement over new equipment, no adrenaline pumping boss fights. It's just a bunch of dull-eyed people sitting around a table waiting for the game to end. While I won't recommend this game, I think that if players like the idea of working with your friends to survive, but then screwing them in order to take all the points for yourself, to check out Cutthroat Caverns. Thanks as always for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed what you saw here. Let me know your thoughts down below, and be sure to check us out on Facebook and GamesOnTape.com.